Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome to my annual favorite fall lipsticks video. I go through my collection and I pick up all of the lipsticks I think I'm going to be wearing the most this autumn season, and I have a good one this year. I have a good one. There's a few classics here that have made it in past year's favorites, and there's a lot of newcomers as well. So let's get into this edit I put together. I like what I did last year, so I also pulled some fall favorite lip liners. I'll swatch them all in my hand, and once I talk about a lipstick, I'll kind of point to the lip liners I would pair with that corresponding lip product. I did film a few combos already that I have been wearing, but I didn't do that for every single lip product because my lips were already falling off. So these are all of the liners I pulled. A lot of fall classics that I whip out every single year with a few new additions. So I'm going to go through them now. This is Makeup Forever Limitless Brown Extreme and Limitless Brown Normal. Makeup Forever Universal Earth and Versatile Chestnut. Now we have some MAC favorites too. We have Greige, Night Moth, Cork, Root for Me, which is my #1 favorite from MAC. This is one of their lip glazers, so it's a little bit more shiny and sheer. This is in Marrakesh. Then this is Rimmel London Cappuccino. Makeup by Mario Spiced Chai. This has been a big one for me so far this year. Jones Road Rosewood, a favorite I whip out year after year. Melt Cosmetics Mocha, and this is About Face Incinerate, which I am wearing today. I thought I would start off with the lipstick I'm wearing today, and this is the Merit Matte Signature Lipstick in Equestrian. Now this is a really nice soft matte lipstick, meaning that it glides really effortlessly, but it still has that matte finish. So when you're applying it, it doesn't tug at your lips at all, and it has a really breathable finish. Like, it doesn't feel too drying on the lips, although it looks matte and dry. It has that gorgeous silky slip that I'm very keen on. A lot of these lipsticks in this category have that type of texture, so that more cloudy, pillowy feel. I like to use this in a variety of ways, either just tapping it on or applying it full on. It looks amazing, and this color is just so perfect for fall. It's like that rustic kind of brick tone that leans a little bit more on the pumpkin side, like a pumpkin pie shade. That's what I see. And I thought it looked so nice paired with the About Face lip liner that I'm wearing today. Next up is a nude lipstick, but it has been my go-to nude this fall. This is the Prada Monochrome Soft Matte Lipstick in the shade B101. This has had its claws in me. I don't know what's in it, but it has some kind of addicting quality to it. It has such a nice mouthfeel, especially when you're applying it. I almost apply this like a boy applying lip balm just because of the shape of it. Like, I really like to press it on like this, and I rub it like that. It feels really nice. Embarrassing to do out in public, but if I'm just applying it at home, I'll do that. I'll whip out that technique just because it feels so good. This is another modern soft matte finish. It has an ultra smooth glide on, and it sets down to that really pretty blurred matte stage. I'm putting it into today's video because it has been my day-to-day go-to, especially because I pair it with a little bit of a deeper lip liner, the Makeup by Mario Spiced Chai. Where is she? Spiced Chai, this one. And it creates like a really nice soft toasty lip combo that I just find so addicting. But for a matte lipstick, it's so comfortable and super long wearing. I feel like I can't express properly how much I actually love this. I've been truly addicted to it. Next up is one I bring back every year. This is the Freck Makeout Club in the shade Baddie. So this one, again, soft matte, modern finish, but this one is extra blotted on the lips and extra blurring. I'm so drawn to this type of formula. I've stayed away from classic matte textures because I just don't like how they define all the little lines on my lips. A classic matte texture really emphasizes all my little lip lines, and it's just not my favorite look. So these type of formulas really help to blur and soften without exaggerating that texture. Compared to the other two, I would say that this one has an extra powdery feel to it once it's on your lips. Like, it's barely there, it just feels seamless, weightless, all the good things, and the color is just so cute. Again, it's like a nice fudgy warm brown, and it looks so nice. And the leaves start to turn a little crispy. Now this one I feel like could pair well with so many different things. Like, what's really catching my eye right now is the About Face Incinerate lip liner. Again, Makeup by Mario Spiced Chai, or even like Cork or Limitless Brown from Makeup Forever, either formula. Or if you want to emphasize like those red brick tones, Universal Earth or Versatile Chestnut. So you can see I'm just, yeah, most of them would work beautifully with that kind of tone. Next, I have a new formula. This is the NYX Smushy Matte Lip Balm. The packaging is so freaking cute. That's what drew me immediately. One thing I will say that I dislike about this product is the applicator. I don't think this is the best kind of thing to apply this texture, but when I apply this, I definitely have to go in with a finger, and then it just starts to activate and it looks so much better, so much blurrier on your lips. The applicator sucks. I wish they would have implemented maybe like a little fluffy doe foot on this little ball instead of like a classic, whatever this is called. So this one's really reminiscent of the NARS soft matte lip balms that I used to love in the past, but just liquefied and a little bit more fudgy in texture. Although it has that matte finish, it doesn't feel stiff or chalky or drying at all. It does feel like it's adding a little bit of hydration, although it's a matte texture. Usually those two things don't really go hand in hand, but I found that these are really comfortable for everyday wear. And I guess this is a little bit of a similar color, but it's a little bit more pumpkin-y than the Freck one. Again, it would look really cool with Marrakesh from MAC or Cork, or again, the About Face one. That really rusty vibe is so pretty. My camera died in the middle of a sentence. How rude, but it's okay. I was mentioning the shade name because I realized I forgot. This is in the shade Swipe to Smooth. Next up, I have the About Face Blurred Matte Lip Plump in the shade Opulent. This fits right into the other lipsticks I was talking about. Again, one of those gorgeous, cloudy, pillowy, soft, blurring lipsticks, but this one has a lot more pigment and oomph to it, whereas the other ones can lean a little bit more sheer or like more blurry. This one is like full-on color, but with those blurry qualities. This one doesn't look completely matte. It's a little thick in the swatch here. It's more of a diffused with like a little bit of a hydrating look, so it's not completely matte. Some of you may like that, especially if you do encounter more dry lips on the daily. It does have a little bit more of a hydrating feel and more of like a pillowy plush instead of like a pillowy powder feel. And this color, again, so fitted for fall. Pair it with the About Face one or the Limitless Brown shades, or Cork from MAC. Maybe not Cork because it has a little bit too much yellow. I would do Limitless Brown or About Face. I have some bad news. So before I film these videos, I usually make sure everything is still available or in stock or whatever it may be. But this is a super sad case because one of my favorites have been discontinued. And what makes it even more sad, it means a death of an ongoing inside joke on my channel here. Say took these away, and I don't know why, because this is such an amazing lip formula, but I feel like we need to have a moment of silence for Dada. And the last one here, it's the shade Dada. Don't get excited because I think I lost my Shrek headband. I'm having trouble reading this. It's it's so stupid. Dada. And the last one is Dada. But yeah, I was gonna feature Dada and Nouveau, but I guess these are now going on the list of my previous favorites that have been since discontinued, which I've been building up for quite a while. That list, I've been wanting to film that for a while, but I just feel like such a downer. I think it's gonna actually make me upset. But let me know if you'd like to see it. But on the bright side, there has been so many lipsticks that have come out that have very similar formulas, like all of the other ones I was basically talking about today. And these ones right here, the MAC Powder Kiss Velvet Blur Slim Sticks. I have 3 shades that I whip out every year for fall. Love Clove, Over the Taupe, and Rosemary. Very similar to the same one, so I guess that puts a little band-aid on my heart. So these glide on kind of more creamy with a little bit of a shine, but they dry down more matte. I'm feeling like I'm getting a little redundant with my descriptions here, but again, nice blurry, diffuse look for fall. This formula sits right in the middle of the Liquid Powder Kiss lipsticks and the Bullet Form. The Bullet Form are the most sheer. These are like a medium, and then the liquid version are like a full-on opaque soft matte. Now we're breaking out of like the pillowy soft lipsticks. These ones are a little bit more random. I have some more MAC ones, 2 shades in the Maximal Sleek Satin lipsticks and 1 in the matte. I'll just kind of talk about them in the same breath. So in the Sleek Satin lipsticks, I have Guessing Game and Paramount, and then Bear in the matte. So the satin version is a very creamy lipstick, very smooth, but it has that really pretty healthy glow. I would say it's luminous but not glossy or like super shiny. It feels really creamy but not heavy, but you get like a heavy dose of pigment and coverage, which I really like. And even the darkest shades aren't patchy in this line. I love the Sleek Satin lipsticks. I do have a reel of me swatching every single one, so if you want to refer to that, you can, if there are any other tones that may seem more fall to you. And then this matte from MAC is an upgraded formula from like the OG MAC mattes. So it just feels Still matte, but just a little bit more thin feeling on the lips, more velvety smooth, and I find them to glide a bit better over the lips too. There's like no chalky matte sensation whatsoever when you're applying it or wearing it. Both formulas still feel very plush and nourishing and non-drying, which I love. The shade Guessing Game just reminds me of when I was first getting into makeup. I was looking for the specific super photoshopped edited, and this is such a pretty chocolatey shade. It's a bit more of a neutral brown. It's not so warm chocolatey, it's like very neutral. And I just love to pull that out a few times in the fall for like a very bold look. This one is the Half Magic Beauty Crystal Butter Lip Balm in Cinnowitch. So this is so pretty. It reminds me a lot of a lipstick my mom wore when I was growing up. I think it was MAC Verve, but this one's just a little bit more sheer. So this is a metallic lipstick. It's full of glitter. Full of glitter, but despite it being so full of glitter, it's not gritty on the lips whatsoever. It truly feels like just a lip balm. It may feel like a little bit gritty if you like super like rub your lips together, but if you're just doing like a classic little normal one, no grittiness whatsoever, which I find quite astonishing, especially for a bullet form. Usually these type of things in bullet form are like the grainiest, grossest thing. Like I am just picturing those MAC limited edition ones that were just glittery on the outside and it was just like rubbing sandpaper on your lips. Terrible. But yeah, this is such a nice balmy texture. When you're applying it, it just melts onto your lip. It doesn't overly exaggerate texture. Of course, it's going to enhance it just a touch because it is like a shimmer, because it is full of glitter, and shimmer loves to exaggerate some texture. Overall, it feels really buttery and conditioning, and there not being any grittiness is what blows me away the best. Blows me away the most, I mean. I love to pair this with Makeup Forever Limitless Brown. I'm like tempted to put a little bit on my lip right now. So pretty. Even if you want to just use it as a little topper like I'm doing today instead of like a full on, it just amps up the fun. Now this last one in this category is this Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink in the shade Fearless. So this is a unique type of formula. You have to shake it to get it to bond. And when you apply this and let it be for a bit, it sets down and remains glossy looking, but it doesn't transfer. It's like a liquid lipstick with like a super lacquered vinyl finish, which it makes it so unique. Some of the shades in this line have been extremely streaky on me, and I'm kind of surprised that this one isn't because it's one of the darker ones, but it just doesn't. But this is such a nice one if you want to look like you're wearing like a chocolate lava cake as your lip combo. It does sit down. It doesn't feel like you're wearing like maybe like a layer of latex on your lips like maybe we would expect. That's what I envisioned happening when I first started using these, but they're very comfortable. They move around as you emote. This has been another one that I bring back year after year. Now let's get into lip glosses, lip oils, and tinted lip balms. So the first one I have here is the Lancome Juicy Tube, and this is in the shade Cocoa Macchiato. I love this. It brings back that 2000s nostalgia for sure, but with an upgraded, more modern texture. It's not sticky or gloopy or like too thick on the lips. I don't know, when I think of these, I kind of get like a cozy feel. I think it's just from the nostalgia for sure. But this shade is so pretty. You can see it has like a really nice reflect to it. It has like a very vibrant pink glitter in it and it's so pretty. More of a pearl actually. It's not really like an obvious glitter. But I think that this one looks so pretty in combination with Melt Cosmetics Mocha to bring out those mauvey tones, but I would love to see it with Universal Earth and like these more red ones or Versatile Chestnut. She's cute. She's cute. I like how you'll be able to kind of pull out the more mauvey tones or the brown shades. This is a new one to me this season. I just started using it and it's so fun. The one downside to this specific one, I only have 3 in my collection so far and they all smell differently. They kind of smell like their shade names. So this one does have that kind of fake chocolatey scent, which I can't really handle, but I've been suffering for the beauty. Sometimes beauty's pain. Or you gotta suffer to be beautiful. That's what my great grandma used to tell me. This was probably my most worn lip product of 2024, so I was excited to bring it back this fall season. This is the Vive Lip Dew in the shade Cherry. This is a really pretty berry option, and it is one of the thicker lip oil textures, so it does fill in the lip lines a bit more. It doesn't feel super slippery or like cooking oil on the lips. It has that cushiony, almost balmy texture, which I love, and I love this kind of berry for fall. It looks so cute, and it transitions into winter wonderfully if you want to bring out the more cranberry tones, or if you want to use it for an I'm cold look. This is perfect. And although this is a more pigmented lip oil, the pigment doesn't settle into all of my fine lines. It stays suspended and evenly coated on my lips, which is very important to me. Universal Earth was the lip liner I would pair with it the most, or Rosewood from Jones Road. But now looking, I could also pair it really well with Melt Mocha. Now I have one of the Laneige Glaze Craze Tinted Lip Serums, and I have the shade Chocolate Frosting. So this is another one that does smell a little bit like chocolate, but it's a little bit more neutral. I actually like this one. It's not so sweet, but this is a good one. This is truly lip treatment forward and then color second in my brain anyways, but it does offer a really nice tint to your lips, and it's a sufficient tint. Like, it actually looks like you're wearing something and it doesn't just disappear into your lip or get absorbed as you wear it too. This one really brings the juice in my lip combos. If I'm dealing with like really dry lips, I'll go to this and it fills it all in, and it just plumps up my lips, even if my lips are feeling like dehydrated worms. Ew. But yeah. Gross. I can't stop thinking of worms now. That's disgusting. Limitless Brown, Cork, or this rusty one would actually make such a pretty combo. It'd really bring those warm hues out. This is the Makeup Forever Super Boost Gloss in Limitless Brown. When I got these a few months ago, I knew I was going to wear the crap out of this in the fall. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness. So not only is it a shade match for Limitless Brown, but it has the prettiest glitter in it. They're a little bit bigger, but again, no grittiness. I really like the applicator. It feels really nice, and it makes me giggle because I think it's like a little elf's foot. Oh, I think I may have made that joke before, but this is what your elf on the shelf is doing in the off season. It's putting on my lip gloss. This is described as a plumping lip gloss. You guys know I have a major sensitivity to certain lip plumpers. This one I would say is like plumping in effect, not in feel, or there's no stinging whatsoever. And it doesn't have that minty cooling sensation either. I don't really feel a tingle on my lips or in my throat, thank God, when I'm wearing these. I just feel like the texture of the gloss is so pretty and plumping, as in like it's filling in all the little lip lines and making like a mirror-like finish on your lips. Another fun thing about this one, it feels really nourishing and it doesn't feel dry after it fades off, which I really like. I feel like the obvious combo is of course pairing this with Limitless Brown. I feel like I have limited myself to that combo, but I'd like to experiment here. I think it would be really pretty with most of these, honestly. Like, it's a sheer enough that most lip liners will look really, really cool with it. I have two shades in the Maybelline Lifter Glaze Oil Balms, Espresso Kiss and Latte Crush. Espresso Kiss is so pretty with MAC Root for Me. That has been what I've been pairing it with the most. And Latte Crush, again, is just like kind of a caramel fudge color. I really like these. They're an oil balm hybrid, so they feel really nice and slippy without feeling too slippy like it's going to skedaddle away from your lips. It stays in place really nice. This does have like a very luxe feeling formula to me. Like if it wasn't in a Maybelline packaging and it was like in NARS, I wouldn't even think twice. We have another fall classic, actually year-round classic for me. This is the Haus Labs PhD Hybrid Lip Glaze in Fig. I think this is maybe its third year in one of these videos. This lip color really ignited my addiction for mauvey deep tones, like a deep mauve. And it's so pretty. Like, look at that. So nice. And this isn't a fun one because it can pull more red or rust or orange depending on the lip liner. But my favorites have always been Jones Road Rosewood, or Root for Me from MAC, or Universal Earth from Makeup Forever. When I reach for that, I reach for one of those three lip liners. Such a nice texture too. This is more of a gel-based gloss. It doesn't really feel like a classic tacky lip gloss or a lip oil, it has a different type of texture. So that really makes this unique to me, and I think that's why this specific formula and color have stood out to me year after year. It doesn't ever feather. It really feels like it hugs your lips nice, and it just feels really nice and nourishing and hydrating, and it has such a comfortable mouthfeel. Like, I rub my lips together all the time when I'm wearing this. Another classic of mine, I have fallen for the Black Honey propaganda years and years and years ago, and I'm indoctrinated. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to have unique descriptions for each of these. Sometimes I feel like if I'm focusing on one type of product for a full video, I start to sound redundant, so I don't know. But Black Honey, we all know it. This one pairs beautifully with lighter lip liners if you want a little something more subdued, or I really like to amp the vamp up with a darker lip liner. This year my favorite has been, I'm whipping this around like a little wand, my Root For Me from MAC. I think I have a little TikTok of me wearing that lip combo. It's so pretty, and anything to feel ethereal like Liv in Lord of the Rings. I have one tinted lip balm left before we move on to the staining products. This is the Glossier Black Cherry Balm.com. I don't like this as like a lip balm formula. This is definitely just like a tinted lipstick for me. I don't find it overly hydrating, this type of texture. I almost feel like it just feels hydrating, but it's not doing really anything for my lips. I've always felt like that with the Balm.coms. I would say that this offers more of like a thick protective barrier instead of like a hydrating, repairing barrier. And although it looks maybe a little bit summery in this swatch, when you pair it with a lip liner, it really adds that pretty gradient. And my cat just jumped and it scared the crap out of me. But this nice red flush is so flattering, so cute, and very flirty. I love pairing this one with Universal Earth. I love a red, it's so cute. So now let's talk about these stains. I have one here from Clio. This is the Crystal Glam tint in the shade Gentle Cinnamon. That one's my favorite shade. It is more of like a reddy cinnamon shade. It's so pretty with a really nice lacquered glossy feel. This is a Korean brand, so it has that glassy forward texture. It's not super lacquered feeling, but it's really silky and soft, but it does add that glass look. So it fills in your lip lines and looks really nice and plush, and it leaves that gorgeous stain underneath that I love. This one's very comfortable. It's non-drying. I find like the Roman Juicy Lasting tints are extremely drying. My lips peel like a lot when I wear those. That doesn't happen with this one. It feels more nourishing, and the shiny effect lasts a lot longer. Then I have the Kulfi Beauty Lassie Lips. I have 3 shades that are just so perfect for fall. Black Cherry, and then Fig. So Fig is more berry toned, whereas this is more red. And then Tamarind. It's not super warm leaning. It's more neutral, and it has a little bit of a cool tone, which I think is cool, literally. It does glide on feeling very balmy, but it does kind of dry down to feel more creamy. Another thing that I love about the Kulfi ones is that they stain very similar to their outer layer, and they also have some more unique shades. Oftentimes lip stains are very, very warm leaning. I love them. And the last one I have to mention here is the Violette FR Lip Nectar, and this is in the shade Dahlia Noir, which I kind of feel weird about a lip product being named after a victim of murder. I don't know, kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't know that. This is probably the first time I'm talking about these on my channel, but this is the most watery texture out of the ones I was just mentioning. This one sinks in a lot more quickly. It doesn't leave as much of a lacquered layer on the outskirts of your lips. It leaves like a really pretty shine, but it's not as mirror-like or anything. Once it sets in, it kind of feels like a barely there type of product, which is really pretty, and the stain is gorgeous as well. And another one that does not feel dry once the stain is arrived. It stains evenly, not patchy, not streaky, which I always appreciate and look for in my lip stains. I'm gonna leave these to stain and then I'll wipe away the color. And here are the stains they leave behind. And those are all of my fall favorite lipsticks of 2025. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll have everything I talked about listed and linked in the description down below, so feel free to check that out. And I'll see you in my next upload. Bye!